I want to walk you through some of the commercially important use cases of ML in the industry. And as I walk you through this, you will find that many of these use cases are actually having a very direct impact on the revenue of the respective organizations. We will be covering a number of use cases, and these use cases are grouped based on the respective functions that can be found within a typical organization. And practically, you will also see that some of these use cases are actually executed as a full-fledged data science projects in organizations with matured data science teams. All right, let's get started with marketing related use cases. The very first use case is CLTV. Sometimes it is written as CLV also. What this means is customer lifetime value. Now, the objective of this particular use case is how much the company wants to know amongst this existing base of customers or consumers. They want to know what will a given customer spend with a given company in their entire lifetime. This is a very standard machine learning or data science project that has been implemented in so many organizations I have seen personally. This is so commercially useful because the companies want to really understand who the valuable customers really are for their respective organizations. Also, a modified version of this particular use case, often this is implemented as a project itself. A typical modification of this is instead of computing how much a customer will spend on their entire lifetime, you might also want to compute how much a given customer will spend over the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 year, and so on. That is also sometimes seen as a customer lifetime value, or rather a modification of CLTV. Next one is churn prediction. This is also a very important commercially useful project. What churn prediction deals with is amongst the existing user base or customer base of a given company, the company wants to know for each and every customer, perhaps, they want to know what is the probability that a given customer will stop buying. Sometimes this is also called as attriting, and in some cases, it is also called as simply as churn. This is also a very highly successful, very common use case that you will see in most organizations that is having a data science team. Next problem is uplift modeling. This is related to marketing campaigns, strategy oriented campaigns. The objective of this particular case, uplift modeling, is say a company is going to perform a given campaign. They plan to perform a given campaign and they want to know who are all the right customers that they should give or they should run the campaign on. Instead of running a given campaign, say the company wants to call up a certain group of customers and give them some sort of an offer that they will be interested in. Now, instead of calling everyone up, you want to know who are the right customers to contact, correct? If you are going to call everyone up, instead of making them buy a given product who would have bought it anyway, it could also decrease the probability of that person buying that product. So, what uplift modeling deals with is you want to predict or you want to find out what is the increase or sometimes even decrease, what is the increase in probability that a given customer will buy if that customer is treated with a specific campaign, right? What is the incremental probability, not just the probability, what is the incremental probability that the customer will buy? That is called as uplift modeling. Next use case is discount modeling. This is a very straightforward one. Companies often promote their products by giving some sort of a discount. You want to know what should be the right discount that a company should give in order to maximize sales, not just maximize, you want to improve sales and maximize profit, to be more precise. Naturally, as you give some sort of a discount on a product, you will expect the sales for a given product will increase. But after a certain level of giving discount, you will also see that you are going to eat up into your profit margin. Besides that, if you are giving too much of a discount, it can affect the brand negatively also. So, keeping all these factors in mind, you want to set the discount at a right level so that it is positively impacting in all these fronts. Next one is segmentation modeling. Here, you want to understand your customers a little bit more qualitatively. That means from your existing base of customers or users, you want to find out logical groups within your users. These groups could be based out of demographic information, their previous purchase history, or how often they have been purchasing, or when is the last time, how long has it been since they made their last purchase, what type of products are these customers likely to buy. So, based on the customer's preferences and their buying patterns and their demographic information, typically, you might want to segment your customers in various groups so that your sales and your customer support teams value those customers appropriately. And also, they would know what sort of an offer they should give them. Product mix is about finding the right mix or the right combination of products that is going to yield you a higher conversion rate or is going to make the customer stick around with your company for a longer period of time. So basically, it is all about finding the right combination of products that the customers are more inclined to buy. In cross selling and upselling, we are dealing with our existing customer base. Now, in upselling, we have a certain set of customers. We want to try and sell a higher end product than what the customer is already owning. So that would be upselling. And if you're trying to sell a product in a different category altogether, that would be cross selling. So the output for this type of a project comes in form of recommendations, or it could also simply be a probability of a customer buying a given product. And that in turn should help you make decisions on whether you want to pitch a given product to a given customer. In price optimization, we are dealing with finding the right price at a right margin for a given product. You want to set it at the right level so that your organization meet their sales goals as well as it does not impact on the brand that particular product and company is already having. In channel attribution, a given customer goes through various different touch points, various different types of ads and exposures before the customer comes and makes a final purchase. Channel attribution deals with finding the right channel that actually influences the customer to make the purchase. You want to do this so that you know what sort of channel to focus on when trying to reach different segments of customers. Next is reactivation likelihood. Here, this deals with customers who have already churned or attrited from your organization, or in other words, people who have stopped buying from you. Now, amongst the existing folks who have stopped buying, some of them will be valuable, and your organization will want to try to win them back and start purchasing from your organization again. In such case, you want to know what is the probability of winning back a customer with a given targeted marketing approach. You want to do this because you want to know how to best spend your marketing budget on the right customers. Instead of just going after all the customers out there in the market, you want to target the right folks such that your marketing efforts yield the maximum benefits. Now, in market mix modeling, organizations typically have multiple marketing channels to reach out to customers. Emails, ads, display ads, banner ads, TV ads, so many different channels exist. But if you're not quantifying what is the contribution of each of these channels is making to your sales, it would be a harder decision to correctly allocate your digital and marketing spends so that you yield the maximum benefits. So market mix modeling is all about quantifying the contribution of various marketing inputs. Typically, there are two angles to this. You either quantify it based on the amount of sales that you are making. For example, display ads is contributing to so much percentage of the sales. Likewise, you can also quantify it based on the market share that you are capturing. Depending on the situation, the goals of your organization can be different at various points in time. Sometimes you want to increase the sales alone, even if you are not going to increase on the profitability aspect. Some other times you want to increase on your market share. So depending on the objective, you want to model your market mix. You want to do the market mix modeling, so you know the contribution of each of the individual contributing marketing inputs. This helps the organization mostly, especially when you want to make a judgment call on how to spend for the short term as well as the long term benefits of the organization. Also, the premise behind this is not all of the marketing inputs have an equal contribution to your sales or market share. For example, for TV ads, the TV ads will have a certain level of effectiveness until it reaches the customers to a fair level of familiarity amongst the customers. But once the familiarity level has reached a certain amount of saturation, the excess spend that you make on TV ads in a given region is not going to yield the benefits at the same rate as it did in the earlier stages. Doing a market mix modeling will help you to understand this dynamics, like how much of a spend is going to yield how much of a return at what points in time and across various different amounts of inputs that you are pouring in. Next is leads prioritization. You might be receiving leads from your sales, and the sales might not be spending their efforts in a worthwhile manner unless you are going to prioritize the leads based on the chance of conversion. So whichever leads has the maximum probability of conversion, you want to prioritize them so that you yield the maximum utilization of your Salesforce resources. Demand forecasting is concerned about forecasting what is going to be the demand for a given product for a given company in a given industry and in a given region, of course. And it is very highly valuable for an organization because forecasting the demand at the right level will help you to plan your operations, investments, and plan your capacity optimally so that you don't overinvest. At the same time, it is important that your demand forecasting, that the forecast that you are making is not under predicting also. That is, you don't want to lose out on potential opportunity because of under forecasting. And finally, AdWords buying. This is also a very common sales and marketing initiative where you want to find out what are the different AdWords that you want to go for. And this is more common with the digital spends, especially when it comes to displaying ads of your organization across the internet. You want to go after certain keywords that is going to give you the maximum exposure, whereas you need to also select what should be the price that you want to bid for a given advert. This sort of an initiative will help the business to balance between the expenditure that you are making on adverts, on buying adverts, versus the corresponding benefits these adverts bring forth. So these are some of the very valuable, highly successful projects that you will see being implemented in sales and marketing in a typical large scale corporation. But many of these are not really restricted to large size companies. You can definitely benefit from projects such as demand forecasting, customer lifetime value, product mix, channel attribution. All of these different types of products can be helpful for even small and medium sized companies also. Not just these highlighted ones. In fact, all of these projects or all of these initiatives can be implemented as long as the company has a good initiative to collect the data and make it available for data scientists.